Episode 4. Building Discipline. The days started blending together for Mathew. Each morning, he dragged himself out of bed, his body still sore from the workouts Fred had planned for him. The ache was becoming familiar, but it didn't make it any easier. He glanced at the empty plate in front of him, remnants of scrambled eggs and toast scattered across it. His mom bustled about in the kitchen, wiping down the counters. "You're eating a lot more these days," she commented, her tone light but observant. "I can barely keep the fridge stocked." Mathew shrugged, sipping on his protein shake with a grimace. "Fred said I need to eat more if I want to gain muscle. But it's so much food. I feel like I'm forcing it down." His mom paused, leaning against the counter. "It's good to see you so focused on something, though. You seem different lately, in a good way." He looked up at her, surprised by the comment. "Different?" She nodded. "More determined, maybe. I don't know. It's like you've got a spark again. Just don't push yourself too hard, okay?" Mathew smiled faintly. "Yeah, I'll be careful." But inside, he wondered if he was really making progress or just pretending to. As the weeks went on, Mathew's struggles shifted. The workouts were still tough, but the eating, that was something else entirely. He sat at the dining table one evening, staring at a chicken breast and a mountain of rice. His fork hovered over the plate as he took a deep breath. "This is ridiculous," he muttered under his breath. "Who eats this much?" Still, he forced another bite, chewing slowly as he tried not to think about how full he already felt. In the back of his mind, Fred's voice echoed, "You can't build muscle if you're not fueling your body. Food is just as important as the gym." It was a battle between his body and his willpower, and most days, it felt like his body was winning. One night, as Mathew sat at his desk, scrolling aimlessly through his computer, Fred's name popped up on a video call. Mathew hesitated for a moment before clicking to answer. Fred's face filled the screen, a warm grin on his face. "Yo, Mathew, how's it going?" Mathew leaned back in his chair, sighing. "It's going. Barely. I'm sore, I'm tired, and I feel like I'm eating enough for 3 people." Fred laughed, leaning closer to the camera. "Welcome to the grind, man. It's not supposed to be easy. If it was, everyone would do it." Mathew rubbed the back of his neck. "Yeah, but sometimes it feels impossible. Like, what's the point? I don't even know if I'm doing this right." Fred's expression softened, his tone growing serious. "Listen, Mathew, this isn't just about lifting weights or eating chicken and rice. It's about proving to yourself that you can commit to something, even when it's hard. Discipline isn't just a skill. It's a mindset. You've got to show up, even on the days when you don't feel like it." Mathew nodded slowly, letting the words sink in. "But what if I mess up? What if I can't keep up?" Fred smirked. "You will mess up. Everyone does. But it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. You're going to have days where you feel like quitting, but as long as you keep moving forward, you're making progress." Mathew looked down at his desk, feeling a flicker of determination reignite. "Thanks, Fred. I needed that." "Anytime, man. And hey, don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing better than you think." Later that night, Mathew lay on his bed, staring at the ceiling. His muscles still ached, and his stomach felt uncomfortably full, but his mind was clearer than it had been in weeks. He reached over to his desk, grabbing his notebook. Flipping to a fresh page, he wrote, "Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up." He underlined the sentence twice, then closed the notebook. A small smile tugged at his lips as he whispered to himself, "One step at a time." Mathew's journey was just beginning, and with every challenge he was learning not just about fitness, but about himself.